Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If you're somebody who is new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel for WWE content. We post reviews on Raw, Smackdown, PLEs. We do prediction videos. And my favorite thing is the email videos. You send your emails to me. I make a video answering your emails. I love that. It's my favorite part. I get to just read them for the first time live while I'm doing this. And you get my raw reaction. I love that. We got some emails today, not a lot, but we got a few. Let's get into them. I can't wait to read what you guys have to say. A lot of things going on in WWE today. We got the PLE Bad Blood coming up pretty soon, so I'm very eager to see what you all think, your opinions, your predictions, all that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. All right, first one. And if you're new here, I got to read them off my phone because there's no way I'm going to remember all of this. Plus, my laptop's all the way across the room. So I'm going to read them off my phone. Just bear with me, okay? Some of these get pretty lengthy. Some of you love sending really long emails, and that's completely fine. I don't mind it at all. But, sometimes when people are just listening, I'm just understand. I'm just reading an email, okay? So give me 1 second while I read this one here. Tosh did. Appreciate you, man. I know you've emailed before. I love reading your stuff, so let's see what you said here. Hey, Travis, I hope you are well. I wanted to know your thoughts on the whole Smackdown moving back to the USA Network. Personally, this gets me so much more excited for Raw and Netflix. And what do you truly believe is the best route for the OTC Roman until the next WrestleMania? Because I just see this constant back and forth with Solo getting a bit boring. For me, I just don't see Solo as a threat personally. Let me know what you think. Of course, we have to glaze Braun Breaker. Looking forward to his next feud, which looks like it'll be with Jay. And lastly, stay bitter. So it looks like you might have sent this, how long ago? A few days ago. Okay, that's fine. It's still all relevant. I like SmackDown going to Raw or to USA, actually. And you know what? I actually have seen some reports that it's actually going to go to 3 hours once Raw moves over to Netflix. And speaking on that, Netflix getting Raw going to 2 hours now, I have a feeling it's going to go to 3 hours once it goes to Netflix. I mean, why not? And I know a lot of people talk smack about that. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people say, good, Raw should only be 2 hours, all that kind of stuff. But the way Raw has been run lately, the past however months, Raw has been amazing. All 3 hours of it. It's like from beginning to end, it's been a great show. So I have complete faith that they know how to run and have enough to get through 3 hours. That goes for Raw. Now for SmackDown, some changes are going to have to be made or added to SmackDown because SmackDown's roster is small. They don't have a lot of heels. Their mid-card roster or rankings are not that great. So I would imagine when SmackDown and Raw happen, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a draft before that happens, before Raw goes to Netflix and before SmackDown goes to 3 hours. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a draft. Now, maybe even a what do they call it? Things need to get shaken up or a change up or whatever they call it in WWE, where it's not exactly a draft, but some moves happen to kind of bolster the rosters. I could see that happening. I'm happy with it though. Knowing that I've enjoyed Raw so much, even though it's been 3 hours. A lot of people don't like it. I used to be against it too, but lately it's been so great. I have faith that SmackDown's going to be great at 3 hours, but we don't have to worry about that until I think January is when the official Raw goes to Netflix. So overall, very happy with it, pleased with it. Can't wait to see what happens. But SmackDown is going to need some help. As far as your question about Roman Reigns and his route to WrestleMania, I know a lot of people are kind of, and me included, I haven't been crazy about Roman versus Solo for a while now. I'm also with you. I don't see Solo being on the same level as Roman. Don't take that as me not liking Solo because I do like Solo. I do think he's a great character. He plays it well. He's been great. I think there hasn't been enough time to build him up to make me think that he's on the same level as Roman. But to be fair on that, there's not too many people who are on the same level as Roman where I see them across the ring and I'm like, this could go either way. Seeing Roman versus Solo, you got to feel like it's just going to go to Roman. I mean, there's no other. Just put it this way: Jacob Fatu right now already looks like he's closer to being on the same level as Roman Reigns than Solo Sikoa is. That's just the reality of it. Just take last SmackDown for example, in that cage match when Roman came out after the match, he made his big return and he was beating down the Bloodline. The crowd went nuts when it came down to a showdown between Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. The crowd went crazy. Roman was calling Jacob Fatu into the ring. Fatu slowly started to get in there before Solo stopped him. And just the crowd erupting at the possibility of Fatu and Roman getting their hands on each other. That's all you need to know. That those two guys right there are closer to being on, I'm not saying Jacob Fatu is on Roman Reigns' level, but he's closer to being there than I view Solo Sikoa. That's just my opinion. As far as the route to WrestleMania, I think this is it, my friend. I think it's going to be Roman fighting with the Bloodline. I think they're going to have that War Games match at Survivor Series. And then you got to remember, too, Roman takes these time away. So they're going to sprinkle that in there, I would assume, to keep him away here and there, a few weeks here and there. And then he comes back at the Rumble, whatever, all that kind of stuff. And then once you know it, it's WrestleMania time. As far as Roman's opponent at WrestleMania, to me, there's only a couple of options. You could run Cody versus Roman again. I don't think they'll do it 3 times in a row at WrestleMania, but I could be wrong. You have Roman versus Rock, which I personally think should happen. They didn't get it last year because the crowds made them change their plans. Let's get Roman versus Rock this year. You got a babyface Roman at the peak of his popularity right now versus a final boss Rock. I feel like that alone will sell WrestleMania out, just that alone. It's either those two for me or Roman versus either John Cena or Jacob Fatu. We got time to build Fatu up to this. It's got to be one of those, I guess, 4 scenarios for me, but that's all I could see it happening. But I appreciate the email there, Tosh did. Great email. Love the question. Let's see what we got next. This one comes in from Jordan Dunn, my man. Happy you're emailing. I'm happy to hear from you. He says, "Hey, Travis, how are you doing, mate? Hope everything's cool with you across the pond." Everything's okay, man. It's a little stressful right now with school and, all the personal life stuff going on. I just had a great phone call, by the way, on the way home from somebody I haven't heard from in a long time that I used to work with in broadcasting. And just when I thought I was out of broadcasting, there may be an opportunity for me to be back in and do something there. So that's great. Hopefully that works out. I try and send an email when I can. I have a pretty hectic life. I feel you, man. I'm 42 and have 3 daughters. Hey, that's cool. Hey, Jordan, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. I'm currently walking to get 2 of them from school, and I thought I'd pop you over an email. Hey, I appreciate that, dude. You don't have to do all that. That's great. You're just on the way to picking up your kids from school, and you send me an email. I love that. That's fantastic. My girls are 16, 5, and 3. Life can be crazy. I live with 6 females. 6 females. Jordan, my boy's outnumbered. Somebody help this man. And I'm the only male also fit in work around all this, so it's always all go. Just thought I'd tell you a little bit more about me. Thank you, Travis, for the Wicked Bitter channel. It genuinely is a bit of an escape from the madness for me. Sorry it's not wrestling related, but I assure you my next one will be. Just wanted to say, keep going, Travis, mate. Hey, I appreciate that. Don't worry about this not being a wrestling related email. I love this type of email. This is fantastic. Look, we're in this together now. You follow this channel. I'm going to always be posting. I'm always going to want to hear from all of you. So I love this. I love getting to know you a little bit more. And, as time goes on, you guys are going to know more about me. It's just the way it's going to go here. We're locked in. As long as you say subscribed to this channel, we're locked in. We're in this together for however long this goes on for, which I have no plans at all ever stopping this thing. So we're going to ride it until the wheels fall off. So, hey, Jordan, I appreciate that. Oh, you do add a little part here at the bottom. Early doors Rumble winner. Yeah, that's awesome. That's going to take a little bit of me to think about a little bit. Royal Rumble winner. Just at the top of my head right away, I would say, I guess you'd have to put Roman in there as a favorite, although I feel like we shouldn't because I don't think he needs a Rumble win to get a title match. I wouldn't be mad at CM Punk. I know a lot of people hate on CM Punk. I've always been a fan. I think a lot of people thought last year CM Punk was going to win. I think a lot of people assumed that he was going to win, and then they changed it last minute when he hurt himself in the match and gave it to Cody. I don't think that's what ended up happening, but I could see CM Punk winning this Royal Rumble and then challenging like Gunther at WrestleMania or something. I think that'd be a great matchup because he already teased it on Raw, mentioned Gunther, so I think that'd be kind of cool to see Punk win. Punk Roman. I want to say you can throw Jay in there as a competitor or like a contestant. I don't know about Jay. I think there's other plans for him. So early on favorites right there is just Roman and CM Punk. And as far as the women, man, that's a tough one for me. We're all over the place with the women. like Roman Reigns, I don't think Rhea Ripley needs to win it to get a title match, so I don't want to say Rhea. But then who else is there? Bayley just won last year. I mean, I don't know. They're going to have to build some people up here because that women's title has been only focused on Rhea and Liv, that there's like nobody else is mentioned for it. And as far as Nia Jax with the WWE title, Stratton's got the briefcase, so she doesn't need the Rumble. Who on SmackDown for the women, or I guess on Raw, could realistically win this thing? Maybe a returning Charlotte, although she doesn't really need to win a Rumble to get it. But I don't know, Belair. You got Jade, maybe. Although I think it's going to be Jade versus Bianca at WrestleMania. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd have to get back to you on that. That's a good question. That's good to think about. But hey, Jordan, I appreciate the email, man, and thank you so much for telling me more about you. That's fantastic. I would love that from everybody. I love that. That's great. We got one here from Billy Lindsay. Hey, man, I see you commenting all the time, too. I appreciate it. There's some good names here that I remember, I recognize. I appreciate you guys. You guys are always commenting on the video, so I really do appreciate that. This is a lengthy one, so bear with me. I'm going to read this one here from Billy. Travis, first, as always, thanks for staying committed to regularly putting out these videos as you do. I appreciate that, Billy. I really do. I don't think people realize how much time doing a YouTube channel takes. You could be working on it 24/7 with all the content, editing and such, plus many YouTubers still have day jobs, families, their lives, etc. So big high fives for keep going. Hey, man, right back at you. I appreciate that. And you're right. I got all that going on. So I definitely do. It's I look forward to it, though. I cannot wait to record, though. I really do. And mostly, you know why? It's because I look forward to hearing from you. Like everybody who comments, I look forward to that. I really do. It's like, you know, I'll check my phone after I post stuff, and I'm just like, man, has anybody said anything? Basically because I want to hear from people. I want to hear from you. You know, I don't want to just make videos and just talk to myself. I truly do enjoy the engagement we all have. I love talking to everybody. You know, I'm not just like I make a video and then see how the numbers go up. That's not me. Of course, I want those things, but I also do enjoy actually talking to people about wrestling because I love wrestling. You love wrestling. If we're all passionate about it, let's just talk about it. So I appreciate that. All right, Billy's question. While it initially seemed obvious the Bloodline story that we were going to get a Bloodline Civil War 2.0 at Survivor Series, wouldn't you agree that the storyline is getting a little confusing due to A, Roman coming back a little too soon, B, creative planting seeds of a Jacob Fatu turn on Solo, and C, Jey Uso nowhere in sight as far as potentially being involved in this storyline? Basically, the question would be, does creative stay the course with the Bloodline versus Bloodline Civil War at Survivor Series, or should they scrap it all together and completely readjust the story? Side note, unpopular opinion, but I've never really been a fan of bringing Sammy in for a potential Bloodline reunion. I got you. I'm gonna get into that. He was great when he was part of it 2 years ago, but now I feel that whatever they do with the Bloodline story, they should keep it within the Samoan family factions. On the flip side, I could see Cody assisting Roman on some level and or teaming up with him, but that's probably something completely later on. It's actually right now. So, and you sent this a little while ago. So yeah, you were right on the money on that. Them teaming up. I don't think they're going to be good friends teaming up. I think there's going to be a lot of skepticism and reluctance, but I think that's going to be interesting to see. But man, let's get into this. First of all, the whole Sami Zayn thing. Let's break that down. I'm kind of with you on this. I'm not going to lie. As much as I love Sami Zayn, and I loved it when he was with the Bloodline, I kind of prefer him not come back to do this whole Bloodline versus Bloodline thing. Although Sami was considered part of the Bloodline, I'm with you. I'd rather it be like the actual family. You know what I mean? Not the honorary use, as much as I love him. And I'm sure he would do great. And I'm sure, you know, Sammy's got one of those abilities where he can cut a promo and he can make you actually believe anything. So I'm sure if he ends up getting put into this, he'll make you believe that he belongs. And that's just credit to him. He's great at that. But as far as staying the course, I think they do. I think we're so far in it now. And it's just like, you know, the way everything has played out and the numbers that they have, you know, like, you know, Solo's got 3 other guys with him. It's perfect. It's a 4-on-4. You could even make it 5-on-5 if you had enough people or add more people into it. As far as Roman's team, I'm still going to say it's Jey and Jimmy. I don't know how they get there. And we can't forget Roman Reigns before this past draft. Remember, Paul Heyman came out and said that Roman Reigns has withdrawn from the draft. So technically, if WWE is going to stay by that, Roman Reigns isn't even an actual SmackDown superstar right now. Like he's a free, like he can go both. He can go to both shows. He wasn't drafted to a show during the last draft. So maybe that's a way Roman can get over to Raw and talk to Jay and kind of smooth things over, or at least try to. You can run it that way. Something like that. I don't know. We can figure out a way. I think Jimmy and Jay and Roman will be the ones teaming up. Now, as far as their partner, that's where I think Sammy comes in, because they haven't introduced anyone else that could really be a part of this. But they can also go a different way here. You could also have Roman team up with, and I don't want this, but you could have Roman team up with Cody. You could have Roman team up with also Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in this match. Now that's a super team, and that's also, I don't know how you get there, because Kevin Owens and Randy should absolutely hate Roman, and honestly, so should Cody. So I don't know why they would actually want to help him. And you saw him, the tribal chief said so himself. He's never gonna, he doesn't change. So it's not like Roman would go over and apologize to them or anything like that. Roman said clearly, no, things change, but not me. So Roman's still gonna have his edge to him. He's gonna have his, his heel-ish tendencies, although he's a babyface right now, which I love, and I think he should keep. The in-between, the tweener, it's like the Stone Cold thing, where he's technically a babyface, but he does a lot of, he's got that sort of, attitude and edge to him, and makes him kind of like a heel with heelish tendencies, so I don't want Roman to lose that. So I think the realistic way is to get Jimmy J and Sammy on this, unless they bring in another Samoan. And by doing that, you're going to have to do it soon, because we're almost, maybe a month and a half, 2 months away from the pay-per-view. We want to make sure that if we're going to bring someone else new in, that the crowd's going to take to them fairly easily, like they did with Fatu and the Tongans. So I think they stay the course. I still think they do it. But hey, I appreciate the email. All of these emails so far have been great. Let's do one more. This one comes in from Kyle. I heard Raw is going to 2 hours. I think a lot of fans will like that move. Yeah, we kind of talked about this a little bit. 3 hours is just too long, and Raw is hard to sit through. Now, with it being shorter, hopefully we won't see much more of superstars like Pure Fusion Collective. Stay bitter. Kyle, I appreciate the email. I'll run through this pretty quickly because we kind of talked about it already. Yes, Raw is going to 2 hours, but I don't think they're going to stay at 2 hours. I feel like they're going to go back to 3 once they hit Netflix. And why wouldn't you? And also, I heard a lot of things about people saying there's not going to be commercials. But then I saw reports that Netflix will run commercials, and I think they should, because you need time to reset. If this is live programming, they're going to be live streaming. You can't just have one match after another, and it's like a video game where the thing that happened beforehand doesn't matter. No, there's time to get through some things here. Not only from the wrestlers and the mat and in the ring and all that kind of stuff, but also the production side. They got to get everything ready. Live TV, I've worked live TV before, production-wise, and I know what it takes. I know that they need those breaks. Doing live TV for 3 straight hours is very, very difficult. You need a break here and there. Even if they run commercials and they're not super long, at least give them 30 seconds to a minute, just something to give them time to reset, to get the ring ready, to get everybody ready, all that kind of thing. You need it. So I'm glad to see that they're going to have commercials. And, even if they didn't, WWE is so good that I'm sure they could pull it off without getting commercial breaks. They're so good. But yeah, I think Raw will go back to 3. SmackDown, we all heard, is going to 3, or at least that's the reports, the rumors that they're going to 3. I'm not sure exactly if it's got confirmed or not for that or not. But yeah, I can't wait for it, honestly. Raw has been great at 3 hours. I don't think it's a problem at all. A lot of people wanted it to go back to 2. And if you think about it, if Raw goes to 2 hours and stays at 2 hours, then you're going to have to release a lot of people. No, honestly, the roster is too big. Raw has got such a great roster, and the mid-card scene just alone. Think about all the people in the mid-card scene that probably wouldn't see time on TV if we cut it down to an hour. We're talking maybe the Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman stuff doesn't happen. Maybe Braun Breaker's time gets cut a little short, which we cannot do. We glaze the man. We cannot cut that man's time. And then, of course, and it's been the way of the past where the women's stuff gets cut. We don't need that. We got a great roster. I agree with the whole Pure Fusion Collective. I don't like them either. But I much rather have them on the roster than have to do budget cuts or whatever you want to call them and release a bunch of people. I'm cool with it going to 2 hours just for a couple of months. and come back to 3 when you go to Netflix. I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen, but I got a good feeling that's what's going to happen. All right, guys, that's it for now. Thank you for all the emails. I really do appreciate it. If you want to get your emails in, do it whenever. You don't have to wait for me to prompt you. You don't have to wait for me to say, hey, I'm going to make an email video. Send them in, and on the next time I do one, I'll answer them. I'll read them on this, and we can talk about it. So I appreciate it, guys. We are going to come out with a video of SmackDown, the review of SmackDown, so that'll be on Saturday. So make sure you check that out as well. If you haven't liked, please like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this video. It helps my channel out. I want to get to 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're very, very, very close. We're like less than 5, so fingers crossed. If we can get to 2, I haven't said this yet, but if we get to 2,000 subscribers, then I plan on giving away 1 or 2 things. I'm just saying, anybody you know who likes wrestling, direct them to this channel, because we are going to do great things here, and we need the support from everybody to do it, so I appreciate it. Yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Check out that video on Saturday about SmackDown, and until we yeet again, as always, stay bitter.